and biggest news is that on the main OpenChain website, if you go to openchain.org, you'll find two new things on the front page. The first is that we have a new online open source license compliance management training course. It's free and it has certification. We made this with LF training, and you can use it to get a certificate showing that you know the basics of open source license compliance management. We are pretty happy with this, and we will follow with a second course next year going into details of how people implement the management in companies. We also just released our first playbook, and the playbook is, well, it shows how an imaginary medium-sized company based on reality would go from thinking about OpenChain to actually adopting it. Both of these items you'll find in our news section of the website with more details. For instance, you can learn about what LF training called the course, LFC 193, who it's for, what you'll learn, and so on. On the news items, you'll also find the playbooks, where you'll get information about how the playbooks are meant to help. They're designed to have a lot of information about a decision process and who's involved. They're not intended to say you must do this, but they are intended to get you started, to give you examples. The first playbook is a medium-sized company. In the new year, we will have playbooks for small and very large companies coming out. Over time, we hope to add more playbooks which are industry specific, but the current playbooks should work for any company in any industry. Those are the two biggest things that we announced at the Open Compliance Summit last week. But there's a lot more coming for OpenChain in the new year. We expect to be welcoming 3 more companies to our governing board, one based in China, one based in Japan, and one based in the United States. We expect to have some significant conformance announcements from some multinationals early in the year. And of course, as soon as possible, we expect to be holding face-to-face meetings around the world. To help support the face-to-face meetings and our local community, I'm going to be allocating $2,500 to every country work group to do things that they think would be fun for their community. You know, if you're having a meeting, do you want to order in food and drinks? We can help provide budget for that. Do you guys want to make t-shirts or mugs or stickers? We can provide budget for that. So if the country groups like yourself want to think about cool stuff that you'd like to have sponsored by the OpenChain project, let me know and we can work on that. The final bit of news for the year, well, it's really that this year we've made huge progress, particularly around things like working in China. And I think next year will be incredibly busy for us. I hope that we can make Korea the center of that, and we can work closely not only with the companies, but also with the government organizations to shape policy and the future. One of our most recent announcements around OpenChain was actually related to Korea, and I'll just try to find it. There we go. ETRI announced an OpenChain conformant program. And I think that's matching quite well with what we also see in China, where parts of the Chinese Ministry of Trade are now OpenChain certifiers and working to provide other services. We've had a great year. It's been really good working with you, and I hope that in this final meeting, it can be a giant celebration of everything you accomplished. Okay, that's it.